Hey, welcome to our new Basics to LeetCode series, a new series that we're going to be doing in addition to tackling harder problems over on our interview prep. Today we're going to be tackling an easier question just to, if you are new to programming, this will be a good one. And that one is number 2000, Reverse Prefix of Word. So given a zero-indexed string word in a character ch, reverse the segment of word that starts at index 0 and ends at the index of the first occurrence of ch, inclusive. If the character ch does not exist in word, do nothing, okay? For example, if our word is equal to A, B, C, D, E, F, D, and ch is D, what we want to do is take a look at our first D and we'd return D, C, B, A, and then E, F, D, which is what they do right here. So let's go ahead and jump over here. The wonderful Excalidraw. So let's say our word is equal to, it's really just a string of characters. We'll just go A, B, C, P, E, F, G. And our character is going to be equal to a P. So what we want to do is take a look at this and let's go through this manually. So we have A, B, C, P, E, F, G. Our expected output is we take a look at our P and reverse everything from there. So we go P, C, B, A, P, C, B, A. And then after that, we just repeat the remaining characters. So it would be E, F, G. And that would be our expected output. Yeah, so pretty interesting question. And we want to be able to make sure that we get to each of these characters and then keep track of the ones we have seen until we hit this target character and then add it to this section here. So we know, let's go ahead and break this up into the two areas. So we'll have our prefix section, and we will also have our remaining characters. So let's move this over here. So we have our prefix and our remaining characters. So in this case, we know that when we hit this P, E, F, G will be our remaining characters. So our remaining characters will be E, F, G. So what is a way of getting these characters? You could use substring. You could also use slice. So we could do word.slice, and then that would just be the index of P plus 1. So that is how we will be able to get our EFG. That is one way of looking at it, is using slice. So we know that we will be searching through this, and so we have 0, 1, 2, 3. So P is at index 3, and we know that EFG starts at index 4. So index P plus 1 would be 4, and if we use word.slice of index P plus 1, we would get this remaining section here. Next, what do we want to do? So we want to be able to keep track of what we see here. Now, there are two different ways I could think of. One would be, I guess, the target pointer. And this target pointer would move forward, so basically it'd be while our target pointer is less than the length of our word, we're going to move through until we hit this P. So we have our target pointer, and then from there what we would do, we would take a word.slice. Again, we take our word.slice from 0 to our target pointer plus 1, and then we could call a reverse on that. So that is one way of getting it. Let's slide this over. So we could get our slice. We could just slice off this part here. Then we modify the string and then reverse it by reversing it and then adding it together with the remaining characters. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it would be to be using a stack, where our stack would keep track of our characters. So we have A, B, C, and then when we hit P, we'll have P, and then we pop everything off the stack. So P becomes C, then it becomes B, and then A. And then we get PCBA. And that is another way of doing it. I'm going to show you how to implement both of these ways of doing it, more or less. Let's jump back over here. Let's go ahead and maybe try our stack first. So let our stack equal to this, and then what we want to do is do a for loop. So for let I equal 0, I is less than our word dot length, I is incremented. And then we're going to do an if statement. So an if else, so we have if, then our other statement is else. And our else will be pretty easy. Else, we're going to say stack dot push. We'll be pushing word at I. So if our word at I is equal to our target, which would be the ch, then what do we want to do? Let's make a new variable called prefix. Let prefix equal ch, and then we'll do another while loop. Now, while our stack.length is greater than 0, we're going to be popping elements off and adding it to this prefix. Prefix plus equal our stack.pop. Right? Pretty straightforward. Popping every element off of our stack. And then from there, what we're going to do is say return our prefix plus, this is where we use our slice, word.slice from I plus 1. Because we are at the target character, and we want to return every element to the right of that as a single word. And then at the end, all we got to do is just say return. So if we see it, it will be returned. If we do not see it, what we want to do is just return the original word. Return word. And we can run it. We should pass it, and then if we submit it, I believe we will be very average as long as we're able to get to it. Keep judging. All right. Just kidding. We are better than 97.33% of other users. This is an incredible approach, apparently, and our memory is very average. So, yeah, that is one way of doing it. And then the other way that I mentioned would be using a target pointer. So let's go ahead and implement that as well. So go ahead and comment this stuff out. We can come back to it. And the idea here would be that we have our pointer, let our pointer equal 0, and this pointer will move through the word when it finds our target character. That is how we know we will be reversing and slicing. Slicing and then reversing and then adding to what is left. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this. So while our pointer is less than our word.length, what we want to do is say if our word at pointer is equal to our target character, what we want to do is break out of this while loop. Else, what we want to do is say pointer plus plus. And then, so we break out, so and then we have a pointer. And then here, we'll say if our pointer is less than our word.length, that means we have found the word inside. Then what we want to do is say return word.slice from 0 to pointer plus 1 dot reverse plus what is left of our word. Else, what we want to do is just return our word. And that should do it. Let's go ahead and run it. Let's see, what was wrong here? Undefined A, B, C, D. All right, so here we go. Return word.slice dot reverse A, B, C, D. Okay. So if word.pointer is equal to ch, then we break. If our pointer is less than our word.length, good. Return word.slice from 0 to pointer plus 1. Interesting. Oh, we forgot to make this a method. Sorry about that. Okay, so what is wrong here? Reverse is not a function. Okay, interesting. Oh, yeah, I forgot. In JavaScript, you can't reverse a string, so you'd have to split. Actually, this is just a terrible idea. So we could do split dot reverse. This is not going to be good. And then we join. So let's go ahead and see what has. This will hopefully work. It does not work. Interesting. So here you go. D, C, B, A, B, C, D. And no. Sorry, that slice. And then we're going to do pointer plus 1. Sorry about that. And we do pass. Let's go ahead and submit. This should be much worse than 97.33. It's not actually much. Look at that. Wow. Our memory's pretty good, and our runtime is pretty good. Who's going on in the middle, man? What do you guys, how did you guys drop the ball so much? Yeah. So those are two different ways of doing it. I prefer the stack method. It shows that you know data structures a bit more. And then the second way of doing it, second approach, you can show off your use of JavaScript or your coding language. Obviously, I need to practice a little bit using split, reverse, and join, and when to use it. It's been a while. But yeah, those are two different ways. Both of them very above average. Runtime for this one, above average. Memory, incredible somehow. And then, of course, we have our other submission that we did where it was better than 97.33 and then very average on the memory. So depending on which one you want to take on, both are fine. But yeah. Anyways, that was number 2000, Reverse Prefix of Word. I hope this was, you understood it. And yeah, be on the lookout for a more challenging problem coming up tomorrow in our interview series. And be on the lookout if you are a newbie for this more or less entry level to LeetCode series where we'll be tackling easy questions. And I just want to let you know, everyone starts somewhere. When I first started, I could barely take on these easy questions. I would spend far too long on them. And now I'm able to come up with multiple different approaches. And aside from not being able to know basic syntax with JavaScript for some reason today, I think I'm pretty good. Anyways, like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate everything. And For my more advanced learners out there, we'll be tackling another interview question later today, and hopefully either posting today or tomorrow. Anyways, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys.